What up, Dokkanners? So you might have noticed people have been talking a lot about Metal Cooler lately. You might be feeling a bit of FOMO. Maybe you're upset that you tried summoning on that stupid banner when it came out and you didn't get lucky, or maybe you just skipped altogether because you didn't have the means or you didn't want to risk it, whatever the case may be. You don't have Metal Cooler. You want to run Metal Cooler. You want to know just a little bit what it's like to experience the best character and the best team out there, right? So what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to be showing you guys how to assemble a team to make the best of a bad situation. I've been receiving questions on streams, in comments, in DMs, asking, hey, I've got this and this and this. Who do I add to the team if I want to run Metal Cooler? Or I want to run a Terrifying Conquerors team. How do I run it? Who do I bring? I want to run Metal Cooler, right? So I've been doing a best teams series as of late so that you guys can see what are some of the best options to run for the character when it first comes out. And I also add a no new units section at the end of the video to show just a couple of teams, but I can never really go into specific detail on every single combination. And while I'm not going to be able to do that exact thing in this video, I want to show you guys how to do this. While I do it in that video, I don't explicitly go over the instruction. I want to show you guys in this video how to construct your teams with what few pieces you have to then fit the rest of the pieces together to find out which remaining pieces would fit your specific puzzle. So this is essentially a tutorial slash a quick rundown of some of the better teams out there without the Metal Cooler on the main lead. This is sort of like the no new units section of those videos, only we're not going to be adhering to no new units. Whatever you got, just use it. Okay, so let's start with just explaining how this all works. I use Dokkan Database and I use Dokkan Stats. These two websites are incredibly useful in terms of just Dokkan in general, but more specifically in terms of team building. So what we're going to be doing here is we want to know what our Metal Cooler does for us. So let's go ahead and pull up Metal Cooler. We're going to have a page with all of his info so that we can try to optimize his build as much as possible on the core team. And then we're also going to try to figure out our team itself. So here is the team builder function on Dokkan Stats. Go to tools, team builder, and we are going to be running Metal Cooler as the friend lead. So Metal Cooler will always be right here. Now, when it comes to this team builder, whatever you choose, it will influence the rest of your choices. If you pick a character, so let's just say right now, the floor is open. Nothing has been picked. Everybody that's recent is kind of showing up here. Let's just randomly throw somebody on the squad, right? We got a Rose, okay? Since a Rose is now a member of the team, the leader skill undetermined, the friend lead undetermined, what are some other characters that you would likely want to bring onto this team now that we've got one Rose clone? Probably other Rose clones. So now the list is readjusted to accommodate for optimization, right? So now we've got the AGL clone in here. Okay, so now that we've got two AGL clones, what are the likelihood that another Rose clone pops up as a suggestion? Well, actually, since this is an entirely different rotation, see, it factors that in, which is pretty cool. Since it's an entirely different rotation, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody else. But let's just go ahead and throw in AGL Super Saiyans, okay? And then for AGL Super Saiyans, who links well? Okay, we've got Goku and the Super Saiyans. Now we've got two rotations all set. We don't have any leads. What are our leader options? What could possibly account for both the Rose clones and the Super Saiyans? And this is where things get dicey, but the website does the work for you. Now, with this leader skill, we are getting the full lead from this guy on the heroes, 200%, but we're getting a partial lead, 170%, with the Goku Rose clones. How? What does this guy even do? Hold on. I don't even remember what this guy does. Let me see. Movie heroes. I do not remember this character at all. What does he do? Go-Go Trunks right here. He leads. Is it Power of Wishes? Is that where the clones are? Yeah, it's Power of Wishes. So this is now the unifying factor that brings in these two characters on the same team. What would the friend unit be? Identical or something else? So basically, this is the secret to putting together a team to run Metal Cooler. This does the work for you. You present what you have, and then this will do the rest. So I saw a comment, I don't remember exactly verbatim what it said, but it was like, I want to run a Terrifying Conquerors team with a Metal Cooler friend lead. I've got STR Cooler, and I've got, was it Lewd or something? It was something like this, right? This is what we had. So now it's just a matter of booting up your game, see what characters you have among the options presented. We have an undetermined main lead. We have a definitive friend lead. So let's go ahead and add more pieces in here. It's now going to optimize based on who we have. Okay, let's throw in physical cooler. He's a good slot 3. Okay. This guy's probably going to be a good slot 2. Let's figure out this rotation. What is this rotation going to look like? Let's throw in Golden Frieza. Let's throw in, I don't know. Let's throw in Buhan. Okay. We don't have a lead yet. What is our lead going to be? Now that we've got all of this action going on here, what is our lead going to be? It's analyzing team strategy, and it is determined that among your options, Goma looks like your best option. Goma leads as the main lead. That's what the L means. So L200, F170. That means Goma is only getting a 170% lead from the Metal Cooler, which makes sense because Metal Cooler secondary lead applies to Movie Boss, Artificial Life Forms, Target Goku, none of which apply to Goma. So Goma is only getting 170%, but that's okay because everybody else now, as a result, gets all of Goma and all of Metal Cooler's leader skills. And that right there is essentially how you do it. So now, let's say we've got this squad. You've got all the pieces here. Let's figure out our rotations. Goma's a great slot 1. Golden Frieza is a good slot 1 at times. So maybe you could run something like this, or you could have something like this. Lewd is going to be a good rear guard. No synergy required. He's just a plug and play, so he can stay in slot 3. You've got supporting from multiple. You've got support from Physical Cooler in slot 3. Okay. And there you go. There's your rotation. You want to switch this up and do something like this, you could do that. But this is essentially the best of a bad situation. We don't have Cooler on the core team. We don't have physical Metal Cooler. We have a bunch of rando, not really a bunch of randos, but this dude's kind of a rando. You just picked him up because you saw my showcase or somebody else's showcase, but this is what we were able to do to put it all together. That is essentially how you do this. You factor in what you've got, and then it will optimize and try to give you the best choices. Now, if we want to optimize the Metal Cooler, don't forget, Metal Cooler needs 5 Movie Boss characters or 5 Wicked Bloodline characters to get the full effect of this. 500% attack and defense, 50% crit, 50% dodge, 50% damage reduction. This is very important if you want this character to be the occasional slot 1 option for you. If that happens, you need to make sure that we've got 5 Movie Boss or Wicked Bloodline. He counts as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. We only have 4 Movie Bosses. We only have 4 Wicked Bloodlines. We are missing 1. So let's go ahead and take out Lewd. Okay? Let's bring in somebody that is a Wicked Bloodline or a Movie Boss, because thankfully we have 4 of each, right? 4 Wicked Bloodline, 4 Movie Boss. We just need one or the other, a Movie Boss or a Wicked Bloodline. So you can either just eyeball it here, or you can use the categories and you can pick out Wicked Bloodline. You can pick out Movie Boss. Okay, so these are our options. It says any, so either or works. We are not finding a cross section between the two. It is just either or. So now it's going to generate these remaining options. We have a Wicked Bloodline character who is not a Movie Boss right here, but he works because now this guy's full effect is happening. We'll move this Frieza into the slot 1. Frieza does not fit the full leader skill, sadly. He only fits the 170 for the Metal Cooler, but still slot 1 character. And now we've got both of our slot 1s. We've got a slot 2 with some damage, slot 2 with some damage and some support, attack redirection, extra rear guard, support in the slot 3. And that's effectively how this works. So that is how you can figure out for yourselves how to run a certain team based on what you have and what you don't have. And you just continue working your way down the list until you eventually find everything that you have, and then you just test it out. And that's basically how I do best team videos. So hopefully that helps you guys out. Now that we've explained all the basics, let's just go ahead and go through some of the best teams here. So we're going to look at 200% leads. When you're running Metal Cooler as the friend lead, the main lead has to also provide the leader skill for Metal Cooler, which means Cell Max is out of the question. You can't run Cell Max as the main lead with Metal Cooler as the friend lead. The only scenario where both these characters function on the same team is if you run a Movie Boss's team with Metal Cooler on the core team itself, which if you have a Metal Cooler, you wouldn't be watching this video because that's not the point of this. That's not the premise. So he is out of this conversation. Among these, the best options, in my opinion, just eyeballing it, are going to be Goma, Metal Cooler, Dabura, Lord Slug. I think Lord Slug is actually going to be an underrated pick. Let me actually start with Lord Slug because I'm very proud of how you can put this team together. It's sort of a jigsaw puzzle, but I like how it works. So Lord Slug needs 3 demonic power characters for it to work. So let's just start there and let's set up our team. Okay, Lord Slug. Lord Slug is a 200% lead. He has a domain. He gets a lot of cool effects with the domain active, But again, we need 3 demonic power characters on the team besides himself. So that combined with this guy's 5 movie boss restriction, it's going to be tricky. But the good thing is we've already got 2. 1, 2. So we only need 3 more movie boss characters. We'll fine tune that as we go through this. But as far as characters that would fit between both of these leader skills, which by the way, they both fit fully. Let's see. At the top, Goma, once again, great option. He doesn't fit Metal Cooler fully, but he still works. Goma's going to be a good slot 1 for maybe Lord Slug slot 2. Under this setup, what are some other good characters? Physical Metal Cooler fits. He is not a demonic power, but he is a movie boss and he is a wicked bloodline. And now all of a sudden we've got our 2 rotations figured out. We have 1 additional demonic power, but in total we have 3 movie bosses. So this guy's intro animation is now secure. He only needs 2 more for his passive to be fully complete. So let's continue working our way through the list. Garlic Jr. is a great fit here because check this out. With this lineup, the way that we have it, Garlic Jr. needs to have a full rotation featuring either demonic power or movie boss. If he has a full rotation of movie boss, damage reduction 40%, attack plus 200%. If he has a full rotation of demonic power, attack plus 200%, damage reduction 40%. We have that. On this rotation, full movie boss. On this rotation, full demonic power. He's not a movie boss, but he has demonic power. So Garlic Jr. is now an excellent rear guard who can give you some great defense, but more importantly, he can give you a revive should the worst happen. And even if he doesn't get the revive, if somebody else does on the team, Metal Cooler, then he will still thrive because he will get all of this extra stuff. He has extra damage reduction based on the orbs. So he is a great piece for this. He is a free-to-play Battlefield LR. So we're throwing him on the team. Just a couple more. We have now almost fulfilled the movie boss restriction, and we have also almost fulfilled the demonic power restriction. We need 1 movie boss, 1 demonic power. Let's get a movie boss in here. Boom. Golden Frieza, attack redirection, support is Gogeta. That takes care of Cooler. Cooler's done. All we need left is 1 demonic power for Lord Slug. How do we make it work? You can either just eyeball it, or you can find a demonic power by filtering by demonic power. So once again, Dokkan Stats to the rescue, doing all the heavy lifting for you. But I already see one. We got Buhan, we have Fat Buu, we have Dabura, we have Yakon. I'm gonna go Buhan. This guy, no, because he doesn't have an ability where he actually, wait, does he benefit from somebody else reviving? I actually don't know. I don't remember. So I'm gonna look it up. Demonic power, Fat Buu. I don't remember. I do not remember a lot of things. When this guy's revived, no. Yeah, he's great. He works. He's perfect. So we've got 2 characters that will still thrive even after somebody else steals their thunder with the revive. So this actually creates some nice rearguard action for both of these. The problem is though, he needs to be the one to get the revive because otherwise his passive doesn't fully proc. So that is a risk. So let's just go ahead and take him out. I don't feel too confident there. I'm gonna throw in Buhan. Boom. Buhan, big bad boss connection. Buhan, regen to further allow Metal Cooler to stay at the top of his game. Buhan also will give some nice damage output, especially with this domain, with the additional support from this guy. So there you go. This is a pretty optimal team with Lord Slug as your lead. All right, let's go ahead and run through another scenario. I think I've already done Goma. Did I run Goma? Pretty sure I did, but let's do it anyway. All right, so let's get rid of you. Goma, you. I mean, this honestly, like, this is the best team in the game, just minus the stats. Like, this is basically it, right? Let's say you've got Turles. Turles is a terrifying conqueror. You? No. What else am I missing? You? Boom. Done. Everything else, it's all set. It's cool, man. It's cool. Oh, I forgot. Physical cooler. Boom. Done. There you go. He is the best lead. He is the best lead. 100%. If you don't have Metal Cooler, he is the best option. Better than Dabura, better than everybody. Speaking of Metal Cooler, there's actually a Wicked Bloodline team you can run now. So physical Metal Cooler will be the 200% lead. Metal Cooler will be the 220%. And you just throw on a bunch of coolers and Friezas. Isn't that crazy? We have now reached the point where there's actually a fully functioning top tier Wicked Bloodline team. Granted, it gets a little bit tight because you gotta kind of dumpster dive for this last one. Everybody here is peak. This guy's on the older side. But after that one, the last option, it's gonna be a little tight. So there's a few choices here. You got full power Frieza. You've got Super Boss Frieza. Free to play Frieza and Cooler actually might be good here because you do have some nice combo damage reduction for a free to play in the slot 3. If you don't necessarily have too much heat happening in the slot 3, he could kind of get away with it. Plus, he will get extra stats by virtue of having Cooler in his name. So that does work. You've got a couple of damage reduction golden freezes here. Besides that, there's really nothing else. Actually, probably this. Oh, you know what? I need to shout out these two. This guy can have somewhat decent dodging, but this guy is a dark horse. He will eventually get an easy A because he is a world tournament drop. And whenever we get world tournament drops, we're starting to get like upgrades to characters that already exist. This guy is actually a very powerful asset for Wicked Bloodline. So keep an eye out for this guy because when he gets his easy A, he's going to be really, really good. Look at what he does now. Revenge Wicked Bloodline, attack plus 60%, defense plus 30, 60% crit for himself when there's a Wicked Bloodline ally attacking in the same turn, damage reduction 30%. So imagine when this dude gets an easy A, what this is all going to look like. So if you have him, or if you potentially run into him on the next World Tournament, which could be soon, invest in these stocks because he will make the team even better. So there you go. Wicked Bloodline, solid. All right, let's go ahead and clear this guy up back as our friend lead. What are some options here that we haven't shown? I've shown this, I've shown this, I've shown this. Let's do a Dabura team. Let's go ahead and run Dabura. All right, Dabura. So over here, Dabura. Dabura, once again, also kind of lacking in the friend leader skill because he is not a movie boss. He is not an artificial life form. He is not a target Goku. But the idea here is to basically have two different teams. We're going to have a Majin Buu style team over here and a Metal Cooler style team over here. So once again, Metal Cooler comes back. If you don't have Metal Cooler, throw in somebody else, maybe Golden Frieza, for example. But over here, we're going to run the Majin Buu stuff. We got Babidi Dabura together. Also, Metal Cooler fits Corroded Body and Mind, which will help some of Babidi's team building. He has a couple of conditions where he needs like 4 Corroded Body and Mind allies attacking him or on the team or something like that. Let me just pull that up real quick. I don't remember what he does right here. So he has 2 things. 4 Majin Buu Saga allies on the team or when fighting a good guy. That's all this. And then 4 Corroded Body and Mind allies on the team or when there's an extreme class enemy. You can't have both when you're dealing with this. I don't think there's an event that has both good guy and bad guy in it, but these 2 you can have. But if you could just isolate one or the other, it'll make it easier. 4 Corroded Body and Mind on a Metal Cooler combo team, that's easy. 1, 2, 3. Let's just get one more. If you've got physical Metal Cooler, that solves it. But if you don't have that, throw in somebody else. Poopy, done. So now we've taken care of that restriction for Babidi. This guy is lacking in terms of his passive. So if you are going to be running a team with Dabura, you got to be very mindful of that fact. So maybe he's not going to be a focal point. He's simply just going to be here for his leader skill while providing some rear guard action. In the rear guard, you can give him AGL orbs so that he can dodge maybe, or you can give him int orbs so he can survive KO attacks and get a little bit of regen going. So if we do something like this, then that opens the floor for a little bit more variety in your slot 1, slot 2 setup. So let's do Yakon. I don't know, Yakon and... Or maybe we'll do Poopy and Yakon. Do they work together, actually? Yeah, they could work. You do something like this. Goma on the slot 3, providing rotating defense. And whoever else you got. Spopovich, Fat Boo. Boom. And there's another team. This isn't... I'm not saying that this is the best team. I'm trying to, like, show you how you can derive the best possible team for you while still keeping my own best teams videos relevant. So, yeah, I mean... If this isn't to your liking, here, let's scrap it and change it up. Let's actually do a TEQ Golden Frieza run because I think that this is actually going to be pretty practical. Golden Frieza, a lot of people have at this point. So Golden Frieza with the attack redirection, he will probably be a slot 3, but he still gives the Metal Cooler 170%, and he does fit the full leader skill, so that's nice. And now we just throw in whatever we can. So Wicked Bloodlines. I think you could even throw in some Turles stuff, right? I think we have some Turles action down here. Yeah, you do have some Turles. So you got LR Tech, you got Team Turles. I don't use this guy a lot anymore, but Team Turles can still work as long as you have enough Terrifying Conquerors to meet his passive condition so that he can get extra damage reduction. But Turles is a great piece or a great duo to throw on a lot of these teams that I mentioned today. So where's physical Turles? This is a great setup. Actually, you know what we should do? We should go back. Let me go back to the first team that I showed so that we can introduce more Turles in here. So it was Goma and it was Metal Cooler. So now picture Turles, Team Turles, Terrifying Conquerors. We got 4 so far. We'll bring in Ricardo Diaz in our slot 3. Maybe we want to have Almond and Raisins sort of take over and let this guy be a floater. We could do something more like this. Throw in Almond Raisin. Not the greatest slot 1, missing a little bit of those stats, but still, if you build a max dodge, that could work. Or you could do something like this. Maybe after this guy's first turn where he kind of hits hard and then it falls off, you could bench him and have him be a rear guard to provide some more regen. Now all of a sudden, we've got all Terrifying Conquerors. We don't have enough movie bosses here. These 2 are not movie bosses. We have 1, 2, 3. So he's got his intro. Let's throw in 1 more movie boss to make sure that he's okay. And we'll bring it right here. So there's a lot of different angles that you can use when trying to assemble your teams. It's just about giving Dokkan Stats, the team builder, enough information to help you figure it out. So hopefully this helps you guys out in terms of running Metal Cooler, or for that matter, any team that features a character that you don't have in your main box. I hope that this, 20-minute video, this 20-minute bonus team building guide helped you guys out, because I did this 100% because of all the requests that I was getting. I was not planning on making this one. So yeah, you're welcome. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Let in the comments your thoughts on these 2 resources. Do you guys use the team builder on Dokkan Stats or Dokkan Database? Both actually have team builders, by the way. But what are some teams that you guys have been running as far as being creative and running the TEQ Metal Cooler as the friend lead? Has it been working out for you? Obviously you miss not having Metal Cooler on the main team, but does the fact that you can run him as the friend lead make it a little bit less painful with whatever setup you have? Do share in the comments down below. Also be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let each know when I go to see more stuff. Do it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.